about 2 months now since I broke up with my ex, and I believe it has taught me a lot about myself, about relationships, and I'd say about people in general. It's true that in the beginning, immediately after the breakup, even up to like 1 month after, I felt horrible. Okay, my mental wasn't alright, my emotions weren't alright. I was this constant fluctuation. Like some days I would be happy, and then I would just remember, man, I don't have a girlfriend anymore, and I would just crash from whatever it is that made me happy or anything. Maybe a conversation with a friend, or just being around fun people. Once I leave them and I just remember I no longer have her by my side, it made me feel bad. So that was also this thing that I did a lot. I started listening to a lot of Billie Eilish music, like all of her breakup songs and heartbreak type things, and it helped me wallow in my sadness, but I won't say it was great. I enjoy the music, okay? I enjoy the music, but at that time I took it as my reality. Now I don't look at it that way anymore. Like I still listen to the music, but it doesn't affect me in that sense, yeah. So I've kind of changed my mentality towards the breakup, towards the heartbreak, and it has made me feel better and more comfortable with myself and with the situation I'm in now. So in this video, I just think I'm going to break down the stages I had to go through with this heartbreak thing. So like before breakup, during, or at breakup, I don't know how to say that, but yeah, in the moment, and then after breakup, like the way I am now. I don't know if you're going to get any value from this video, but I really hope you do. So, let's get into it. Before she told me she didn't want the relationship anymore, I kind of saw it coming. If you are in a situation like this where you've already broken up with her, you probably saw it coming too. I wanted to ignore it, and you probably want to ignore it as well. It's normal. If you don't want the relationship to end, you're definitely not going to accept the signs that you're seeing, and you're gonna want to like force things, and that's gonna make things even worse for you and for your significant other, right? There was like shallow texting. I would send her greetings and try to start up conversations, and she would give me like these dry responses, right? Usually before that, she would be like engaged and interactive and like bring up her own topics, and then we will talk and talk and talk. But now it's like I was the one trying to put in all of the effort, right? So I think that was kind of the sign to me that, hey man, feelings are kind of gone in her, and you're probably not what you used to be. But I just wanted to not see it. I just didn't want to see it. I was like, no, I want to be in a relationship with her, so I'm not gonna let it go. I am seeing the signs, but I'm not gonna let her go. Right? That was kind of my position at the time. Now I'm not trying to say it was all her fault. Right? I was also kind of a bad guy in the whole thing. See, in June, I traveled. I traveled out of the country and then came back. And then when I returned, for some reason or the other, I wasn't talking to her as I used to, right? So I used to take my time to watch a lot of anime, watch a lot of movies and series and all of that kind of stuff, and it just made me not to really care about texting her as much as I used to. Not that I didn't want to talk to her every day, but I wasn't really that interactive. So she would send me a text message. It would take me like 5 to 15 minutes to respond to her, and from then I'll just ghost again, and then come back later, and that was just like the cycle. So I believe, I believe that is what made her to be like, this guy doesn't want me anymore. He doesn't want to text me as much as he used to. So I might as well just stop. Just stop texting him, or stop talking to him, stop engaging with him as much, because he has shown me that he is no longer as interested as he was before. That is kind of my point of view on the whole thing. I may or may have not been the cause of the breakup. That is before breakup. I just wanted to give a bit of context, right? So now it's been 3 months since I went on that trip and came back. It's September, school started again. I am now seeing her on a daily. In the very first week as school began, she was cold, 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 very cold, too cold. And I saw it, I noticed it, and I was curious. Okay, I wanted to know why. It could be that she got angry by some of the thing, or she's sad, or whatever. I asked her after like 1 week passed, so like Monday to Monday to Friday, and then I popped the question on Friday, like, hey, I've been trying to greet you, talk to you, and all of that, and you're just cold. You're just cold towards me. What's going on? And she was like, do you really want to know? And I was like, yeah, I'm curious, so I want to know. And then she told me she doesn't want to be in the relationship anymore. After I read that message, I don't know if I still have it. No, I don't have it anymore. I won't be able to pop it up. She told me that, and I said, okay, okay, that is how you feel now. And I wanted to know why, and I asked her why. I don't think I can really remember her response to that question. I can't remember it. I don't know what she said after that. But I started laughing at my own self after I read that message. I saw it coming, but man, it hit. It hit like a fucking trailer on my heart, bro. I felt it. I really did feel it. And it was bad. On the very first day, it was like, yeah, not that bad. I was like, okay, she's broken up with me. That's alright. I think I'll be able to get through this. And then fast forward like 2, 3 days when we started going to school again, when I started seeing her again, I just started feeling a lot worse. I was like, damn, she's not my girlfriend anymore. I can't just walk up to her and just try to start a random conversation. I can't go up to her and just give her a hug as a good morning, like a greeting or anything. And it just made me feel bad. Yeah, it just made me feel bad. I was like, I used to be at this level, like this was my hierarchy with like relationships with people and everything. At least I believe so. And then I just reduced myself to this. So I was literally in the negative in my own head. I don't know what was going through her mind. But in my head, I used to be this guy and now I'm this guy. And I started acting as such because that was my mentality, that was my thought process. I started acting that way. I would like try to avoid looking at her, try to avoid talking to her, try not to turn around whenever her name was called, and it was just tiring. It was tiring mentally, it was tiring emotionally, and it was tiring even physically, I could say. Because you're in a classroom with this person and you used to be that man for them, that guy for them, and now you're just some random person. That's how I felt. And it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, honestly. As I said earlier, it made me to tend to Billie Eilish music, right? She, I don't know, she has a gift or talent or whatever it is I could call it, but she knows what most people have gone through in breakups, and she just sings about that. So I started listening to her music a lot more. Before then, I was like, yeah, Billie Eilish, she sings well, but not so much interest in her music. But then when the heartbreak hit me, that's when I was like, damn, this music is great. Like, I can relate to it. And I would say listening to the sad music while I was sad made me become even more sad. You know, it brought my emotions even lower than they were. It's true that you should acknowledge your sadness. You shouldn't try to like cover it, but if you start wallowing in it, if you start marinating in the sadness, it may get so bad that you actually are depressed. And I never wanted that for my life, but I saw myself on that track because I lost the person she used to be in my life, right? And it made me feel pretty horrible. Yeah. So, say like 1 month after the breakup, I was still feeling horrible, still listening to Billie Eilish music with the she broke up with me mentality, and now I have to sit in my sadness and just enjoy it in one way or the other. I don't know. But around that time, I started like watching content from many different content creators about like heartbreak, right? Before then, I was like, no, I shouldn't be searching this up. But hey, I started going to YouTube and searching up how to get over a heartbreak, and my favorite creators would like pop up with their respective videos, and I would watch them and I would go through them and be like, okay, that's nice. So after that 1 month period, I would say that's kind of where I'm at now. You know, the second month after breakup. So this is breakup, this is 1 month, this is the second month, and this is where I am. So we're done with the other part. So what I learned from those YouTube videos, yes, you have broken up with that person, but there is life ahead of you. There is life ahead of you without them. That is just the truth, right? There's life ahead. There's many other people that you potentially could go on dates with, could get into relationships with, and all of that. It kind of opened my mind to the fact that she wasn't the only girl in my classroom, at least with the people I usually interacted with. She wasn't the only one. I could take my attention a little bit off her on a mental level, on an emotional level, and try to like engage with my other friends who turn out to be girls, right? So I was getting myself in more conversations with other people. I was trying to like keep her in the back of my mind, if I could say so, like not bother about her that much. I tried my best. I tried my very best, right? Trying to get into conversations with other people, trying to interact with other people, relating with other people. It kind of taught me, hey, there's all these other amazing people in your life. Why do you only want to focus on this one that no longer, I don't know, cares as much? You could focus your attention on the people that do care and, grow those other relationships. That was the first eye opener. The second thing I learned, I would say, from all the videos, all the content, and from my own mindset, trying to reflect on all that stuff, was okay, she broke up with you. There is probably a reason for that. Why do you think she broke up with you? What is it that you did or that she did that made you not to be that guy anymore? And you could try to fix that in yourself before even trying to get into any other relationship whatsoever, in the romantic sense. So I was like, okay, in the relationship, I was this, and that, and that is not really the way forward in life, and all of that stuff. And I just said, hey, how about I started reframing everything in my life, changing all what it is that I knew and did concerning relationships, right? That was my second insight. The third thing was, hey, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. That's just the truth, okay? You're going to be sad. You're going to be so emotionally broke down. It's going to leak out of you, like that bad feeling inside you is going to leak out. It's going to overflow out, and it's probably going to affect all the other relationships around you, be it friendships, be it family, or whatever. So, you being heartbroken is going to signal to all the people around you that you are heartbroken, and they are going to be like, okay, let's let him be. He needs time to figure himself out and get better and everything. But that isn't exactly what you want. I didn't say you should just stop feeling entirely. No. You should feel, but you should feel with an optimistic mindset. Like, okay, there's more to life than this. There's more to life than this, right? Now, fourth thing I learned, I think, is you should get them off the pedestal. Seriously, after I broke up with my ex, I put her in such a pedestal, it felt like, what the heck? Who am I to walk up to her, to talk to her when she's like here and I'm like here, right? In my mind, I raised her up to such a level I don't even know. Like, it's unhealthy in a sense. Really, really, man. Take them off the pedestal. Okay, she used to be a good person in my life. She used to be the person in my life. She or he or she, whatever. But now, hey, they're no longer that person. They are human like I am, right? So just bring them down a little bit, even if it's progressively. Just get them off that pedestal. Don't make it feel like I need to be the best person in the world. to be able to walk up to her and talk to her, right? You should build up a little bit of confidence in yourself, right? Build up a little bit of confidence in yourself and be like, okay, I broke up with her. Great, that's life. It happened. Don't shy away from interactions with that person, because I used to, but now I don't anymore. Don't shy away from interactions with them. When people around them are like discussing, you could go join in the discussion as long as you both had like some mutual friend or something. When they talking, you could go in and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" and all that kind of stuff. You could greet your mutual friend and then be like, "Hey, whoever that person is, how are you doing?" Casual kind of greeting. It probably sounds way too much, but you should try that. I've given like 4 points now about like, I don't know if this is getting over breakup, but that was just the way I changed my mindset. I changed my mentality, and it kind of told me, hey, you are no longer in a relationship, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Heartbreak is not that bad. This is the second heartbreak for me, and it has taught me a whole lot. The first time I got broken up with, I felt horrible. That time around, I actually cried. I cried my eyes out because of this girl. And it wasn't like she even loved me that much. For the longest time in a relationship, she was like, yeah, whatever. Not giving a fuck about me. Not caring about me. But I loved her so damn much. I put her on such a pedestal. And that was just horrible. I tolerated so much shit from my first relationship. And I made sure not to tolerate that much shit in my second relationship. And I successfully did. But now that the second one's over, I have learned even more about myself and how to behave around people, around girls, around the opposite sex, or whatever. And honestly, heartbreak for me has just been a great, how do I put this? It has been great for me. It has been an eye opener. It has opened up my mind to a lot more perspectives, a lot more alternatives in my life, and all that kind of stuff. So, in conclusion, I will say heartbreak isn't that bad. If you are going through this right now, trust me, you are going to get over it. Okay? If you try to like implement the last four tips I kind of gave at the end of the video, you may actually find out that hey, heartbreak isn't that bad. Yeah, so that has kind of been my experience, right? I don't know what your experience has been. If you don't mind, you could put it down in the comment section. Let other people see how you went through your own heartbreak and how you got over it, right? I really hope you got value out of this video, to be honest, because it has been a pretty long one. So, thank you. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.